Hey, friends and family and whoever is joining, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me each day on this 30-day series. This is day 12. It's going to be a yin practice, which is not something I practice frequently, but it will be interesting. So we will only do a few poses in this whole class, but we'll hold them for a few minutes apiece. So really, really, really mellow. I would recommend grabbing as many props, bolsters, blocks, pillows, as many comfy things as you can find. You can use blankets on top of you. We're gonna just really, really settle into our bodies, into a few poses. Let's get started in a child's pose. And for this one, if you have a bolster or a pillow, go ahead and set it between your legs. By the way, put on some soft music, some candles, whatever you need to do to be comfy. And then lay your belly and your chest down onto the bolster. Rest onto one ear. Close your eyes down. And the goal here is to truly let the support underneath you hold your body. Do not use your muscles to engage, to lift you up, rather just melt down very restoratively. Let whatever is underneath you hold you. I'm going to be fairly quiet for this class with very little cueing, but if you ever need any modification, if something doesn't feel right in your body, find something that does. It doesn't have to have a name, it doesn't have to look a certain way. Whatever feels really restful for you, please take that. And the other thing to note is if you need something to focus on, always come back to the breath and always come back to any sensations in the body. If they're good sensations in the body, linger there. If they are more alarming or stressful sensations in the body, back off a little bit and then use your breath to soften into that area. So that is my cue for the practice, is get comfy, modify, and use your breath to soften into your body and to give your mind something to focus on. Now would be a good time to switch whichever way you're facing. So turning the opposite ear to touch the bolster or the ground, and then burrow in deeper into the shape. Check in with your shoulders, with your traps, with your elbows. Make sure you're leaning your chest into the prop instead of using your arms to keep you up. 3 more breaths. As you're ready, softly blink open your eyes. Come to stand on your shins, walking your hands underneath your body. And then with as much ease as you can, we're going to extend our legs out long into a seated forward fold. This is where the more props, the better. I really don't like keeping my knees straight personally. I don't want to overstretch my hamstrings. Everybody's body is different, but since I like to do sports and other things, I'm not worried about being super, super flexible. So I like to bring a bolster underneath my knees to give a little bend into them. And then place a pillow or a block on top of your legs, maybe a couple layers of them. Build the ground, build your body up to you, and then eventually fold your torso forward. Maybe place your hands on your feet, on your body somewhere for a nice grounding sensation. Let your low back and your neck release here. Check in with your thought patterns. Has your mind wandered? Can you bring it back to this body, to this shape, to this breath, whatever is right here and right now? If you feel like you're really melting and softening, you could think about removing a prop or lowering the intensity of the prop. We're here for about 5 more breaths. I want you to think about breathing into your back body, letting the backs of your ribs expand and your shoulder blades separate on the back body. And really slowly and gently lift back up. Place your props to the side. We're going to find a Janu Shirshasana. Keep your right leg extended long and then bend your left knee out to the side so the sole of your left foot is meeting the inner right thigh. For this option, you could do a forward fold again, but I would love to do a side bending option. So let's see. We're going to create some sort of supported pillow fort situation. The goal is to bring your right hand somewhere along the inner seam of your right leg and then reach up through the left hand and over towards the right toes with the left arm. Really creating a nice arcing motion through the left side body, grounding down through left sit bone and separating the left ribs. And then what I like to do is to prop my right elbow onto a bolster, which is on top of my leg, and then just bring my left hand behind my head to interlace with my right fingers. This will naturally require a little more activation than the other poses. That's totally fine. Just find something that works for you, that feels good through the left side body, and that doesn't feel like you're holding up your head too much. Option to close your eyes down and envision your breath entering your body. And really sense it so you can feel where it goes. And same on the way out. If you're really open, you could also reach your left hand for the outside of the left foot and then roll your heart underneath left shoulder if you're going for a little more sensation. We're here for 10 more breaths. Really think about filling up the left lung. And then, as simply as possible, switch sides. When my teacher says, without any drama, switch sides. Left leg is going to extend long. Right foot to the inner left thigh. Bolster on the left leg. Hand propping underneath your left jaw and the side of your head. And then right arm reaches up and over to the side. And then maybe you interlace your fingers back behind you to really support the skull. See if you can twist your heart a little bit open to the sky. like you want to deepen your stretch. Again, reach right arm for the outside of the left foot and twist up and under. You're here for 10 more breaths. Really ground down through right sit bone and expand up and out through right elbow. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, come to rise. Just a couple more poses. We're going to move into Pigeon Pose, which, let me see if I can get the Sanskrit name, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, or pigeon. Let's have our right leg out in front of us. Shin is either parallel to the front of the mat, and ankle is flexed if you're really open through the hips, or if you want to bring the shin more at an angle and your toes pointing back towards your groin, that is another option. Another great thing to do is to stack a little something underneath the right hip if it is hovering off the mat. So your right hip, outer hip can rest up onto something. Have that bolster or pillow out in front of you to drape your upper body onto. Point your left toes behind you. Walk your inner thigh in a little bit. Take a peek at your hips. Make sure they're neutral-ish. Inhale for some length. And then exhale to fold. Hip opening stretches in particular are known to bring up sensations. So if that happens, just be in it. It's okay. It's normal. If you need a journal, if you need to cry, go for it. Be with whatever is coming up for you. Check in with your body and your mind. Recenter if you need. Melt a little more if you're able. Send breath into your right hip for 3 more cycles. As you're ready, with ease, lift back up. Keep your pillow where it is. We're just going to switch sides, so rolling back onto the hips, extending right leg long behind you, and then left shin is parallel to the front of the mat, ankle flexed, or pointing toes back and curling heel in towards your body. Place that little prop underneath your left hip if that felt helpful for you. Again, bringing the ground up to you so you can rest into its support. Find some length first, and then exhale, fold down. Take a peek at your hips real quick. Make sure they're pretty square. Release the tension from your jaw and from your shoulders. This time, send your breath into your left hip for 3 more cycles. From here, we're going to move into a Sphinx Pose, more of a front body opener. Just roll off your hip a little bit so you can remove whatever props you have. And then our forearms are going to rest in front of us, either on the mat, or if you need a little more opening, you can rest them onto a prop. Extend both legs back behind you. Belly is resting down onto the mat. Elbows are pressing down, and we're opening up through the front of our core and across our collarbones. Do what you want with your head. If you want to drop back, you can. If you want to tuck your chin down, you can. We won't be here for too long, but just a little something to counteract all the folding we've been doing. Soften through your low back space. And finally, we're going to lay onto our backs. Gently roll over. We'll take a quick spinal twist before our final resting pose. So draw your right knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then pull it across your body to the left. Extend your right arm out to the right side and gaze follows. Just 3 breaths here. Switching sides, extend right leg long, pull your left knee into your body, give it a squeeze, and then draw it out over towards the right, left arm extends. Come back through center, pull both knees into your chest. Place a bolster or a pillow where your knees will lay out onto. Give your legs one final squeeze. Lift your shoulders and your head off the mat. Inhale. Exhale, release either into Shavasana or into this little supported version where your knees are slightly bent. And place your hands face down onto your belly. And we will rest in silence for a few moments, and I ask that you be as present and embodied in your body as is possible for you. Keep coming back, keep returning here. And let your awareness drop into yourself again. I'm going to end our practice here. So if you'd like to stay longer, please do. We're going to take one final breath. Empty the air from your lungs. Inhale in through your nose, fill up all the way. Through the back of the throat, the chest, the ribs, the belly, the back body. Hold at the top. Exhale out of your mouth, side out. I encourage you to stay longer. That's why I'm leaving you here, but thank you for being here. Please do all the YouTube things, and my Venmo link is listed below. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.